Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about adding negative numbers. So adding negative numbers is very different than multiplying or dividing. So there are some few steps that we do need to go through in order to get this done properly. The first thing we're going to do is we need to take the absolute value of each of our numbers. By doing that, we can see which of these numbers is actually larger, and we're going to take the sign of that larger number, and then we are going to add. So it sounds a little abstract, but once we start doing a few examples, I think it'll all make sense. So let's look at this very first one. I have 3 plus a negative 9. So I could think of a number line, and here I am at 3. So I really am subtracting away 9 spots from it. So I'm going to jump down 9 times. So 2, 1, 0. So here I am at 0. That's 3 times. Negative 1. Negative 5, negative 3, this is 6, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6. So my final answer here is going to be a negative 6. That is one way of looking at the problem. So let's skip over here to number 4, right here. So now I have 2 plus negative 15. So the other way to really look at this is take the absolute value of each of your numbers and determine which of these is going to be bigger. So the absolute value of any negative number will be itself. So in this case, negative 50, the absolute value, I should say, of negative 15 is going to be larger because it's going to result in a positive 15. So we're going to take the sign of the 15, which is a negative. And you can kind of think of this as 15 minus 2 to minus 15 places, but either way, you are going to get negative 13. Let's go back to number 2. This is another very common way you will see these problems written. So I have a negative 10 plus a negative 12. Well, because I'm starting at a negative number and then subtracting more away from it, my answer will automatically be negative, and I can just add as normal. So this is going to be negative 22. So if we look at number 3, it is the same type of problem as number 2, but those parentheses are there now. The only difference between number 2 and number 3 are those parentheses, and the parentheses are just there for the reader to indicate that, hey, this is a negative number. So I have negative 14 plus another negative 20, so this is going to be a negative number, and I'm going to add those two as I normally would. So 5 and 6 are, 6 is more of a challenge problem. Number 5 is a really important problem to know. I just lost my train of thought with all my words. Special case. There we go. This one right here. So I have a negative 13 plus 13. So if I'm starting at a negative 13 and I add positive 13 to it, I'm going to end up at 0. If I start at positive 13 and subtract 13, I'm going to get a 0. So if you have the same number being added and subtracted one time each, it's going to result in a 0. So let's look at number 6. So I have 3 plus negative 9 plus negative 12. So you can kind of look at this a few ways. You could do 3 plus negative 9 first, or you could do negative 9 plus negative 12 first. Well, I already have an answer for 3 plus negative 9. So I'm going to do that first, which is negative 6. And now I just have to add negative 12 to that. That's going to give me a negative number. In this case, it's going to be a negative 18. So there are a few ways to look at these types of problems and different ways to think. And I think it's really kind of cool that you can always complete a problem more than one kind of way. And so you can always think about a problem in more than one type of way. So I hope that this video was helpful for you. Please like and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below if you have any questions for me. Make sure you share this tutorial with a friend who you think could benefit from it. Thanks for watching.